All right, guys, here we go. We're going to do a delivery on the bike today. So to jump into the topic today, I got this comment on my YouTube and it says, I'm 72 years old. I ride a standard bike, but I have wanted an e-bike for a while now. But everyone says you ride a bike. Now I'm convinced, so I will get one and tell everyone to go jump. Thanks for your video. I might even do deliveries. Haha, I live in Australia. First off, Mr. Let's see what your name is, Mega Phil. Thank you for the comment, Mega Phil. I appreciate it. And I think you're on the right path. I think you're going and getting the information that you need instead of just listening to what everybody else says and making an educated decision before you go out and purchase an e-bike. And as you know, you do ride bikes already, and you know the joy that riding a bike can bring. So this video is going to be a little bit about being older and riding an e-bike and the advantages to it, right? So starting off with Phil's comment, I have gotten actually a few comments about older riders switching to e-bikes. And a few of the points are kind of obvious, of course, you know. Let's just kind of jump right into it. Joints. Not the joints on your bike, but the joints in your knees, the joints in your feet. When you reach 70 years old, I'm only 30, and I'm already feeling some repercussions of playing sports and the physical demand of my job. Like, I'm already feeling joint pain, and I'm only 30, so I can only imagine the joint pain that I'm gonna feel when I'm 70. And bikes are already known to, you know, instead of running on hard pavement, you ride a bike, pedal bike, and it's gonna be a lot easier on your joints. But even a pedal bike sometimes is pretty strenuous on your joints. And I think a lot of these people are figuring out, okay, I can get an e-bike and relieve some of that pressure on my knees. Because an e-bike, you can work hard on it. You can put it in mode 1 and really like struggle because the bikes are so heavy and get a good workout. Or you could put it in mode 2 or 3, let the bike help you get started, let the bike help you get up to speed, and then start pedaling with a decent cadence. And that's gonna, of course, help your joints because you're not like in that strenuous start. You know what it's like if you've ridden a bike. The strenuous start that comes with a pedal bike. And if you're 60 plus and you're having to hang up the pedal bike because your joints are bad, your doctor may have said your joints aren't good enough for this amount of pressure on your joints that a regular pedal bike brings, especially if you're in a hilly area, look at some e-bikes. Even just a pedal-assisted e-bike where you're doing most of the work and you're just getting that little bit of help from the motor to help you go. I think this is a great, great thing for people who are almost forced out of the hobby because of their joints. $5 from Chick-fil-A. Let's go ahead and take it. This looks like a 1.7 delivery, 1.7 mile delivery, which isn't like terrible, but it's not great, but it's sending us up into where we want to go anyway, so let's go. If y'all live in an urban area like I do in Dallas, I think e-bikes are a no-brainer. If you travel, you know, within the city in your car to get to work, I really don't see the point in having a car. And especially if your office or where you work lets you bring that bike in to your job site, I think it's even more of a no-brainer to get one. You can cut across areas like this, just be careful on the sidewalks. You just get around so much easier than a car, and you don't have to go through the whole parking fiasco. Let's go. .2 miles. See, they've been screwing us by telling us it's 1.7 and then it's 2.2. So if you've made the decision that you want to get into the e-biking and you're looking around, I got a comment the other day that said $1,000 is still way too expensive for an e-bike. Actually, it's really not. I understand $1,000 is a lot to, most people, but when you're looking around at bikes, $1,000 is cheap for a good bike, like not even an e-bike. $1,000 gets you a decent mountain bike with suspension and a decent road bike, not even like the best of the best. So the fact that this e-bike is $750 and comes with a battery is really not that bad. And the replacement batteries, I think, are like $500. So I mean, you're just paying technically $250 for the frame and everything else. So that's really not that bad a value. So my friend that is looking into e-bikes now for his joints, don't really listen to what people say. And if you're already a cyclist, you probably already know that a good bike costs money. And you'll probably say, wow, $750 really is not that bad. And $750 to continue a hobby that you enjoy and not have to stop it because of your joints, I think is worth all the money. 58, 268. Perks to having a bike. All right, we are pretty far east right now. They just changed it to where you have to do like 100 deliveries in a month. So if you're just doing it part-time and you're not doing 100 deliveries, you're not going to be able to dash whenever you want. They just made it harder. And they made it harder right when I was about to get to 80%, which was the old threshold. It's 76 right now. We're coming up on where I almost got jumped. So I was driving right here and I stopped right here. After I kept going, when I was moving, I went across this and a homeless guy popped out of that bush right there and literally was chasing me. Bro was chasing me, like trying to get my bike. So what do we do now? We carry a little protection in here. I'm not gonna say what kind, but it makes a loud noise. That's another thing I wanted to talk to y'all about. So staying safe on an e-bike is not only like looking out for traffic, avoiding dangerous roads, all that stuff, wearing a helmet. I feel like that's all self-explanatory, but the one thing that you might not think of, especially if you live in an urban area, like with a downtown, is people want your e-bike. They want it. And I can't emphasize enough how much you should have protection on you. You should always be carrying protection. If it's pepper spray or a knife or something like that, I prefer a gun. And yeah, I mean, you're gonna need it, guys. You're gonna need that protection on you. You hopefully never have to use it, but I would suggest like carrying it in a bag, like maybe like a fanny pack. Got a $4 order from Kava. Let's go ahead and take that. Shortcuts, because it's gonna make us go 0.3 miles further when you can cut right here. Going down this way, gotta be careful. Boom. And this road will lead us to where we need to go. And that's another good reason to have a bike. You can cut through things like that and save yourself a ton of time. 97.
You told me last time, so let me know whenever you guys will.
800 yards away, super easy. Let's get it to them. It's just right down the road here, y'all.
Hello.
Hey, Caitlin.
Yes, thank you so
Enjoy.
much.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Feels good in here. All right, we got a $6 order to Kava. Thank you. Too. I'm already down to 3 bars. I used this bike during the week to get some groceries and stuff for my shop, and I don't have as much battery as I usually do. So I will restart the camera on delivery. 1053, here we go. 450 tip, shout out you. I felt called to buy this case of water and give it out to some people in need today and spread the word of Jesus. So I'm not going to do that on camera, but I'm going to go ahead and get it done. All right, I got rid of all the water bottles. Had some really deep conversations. Oh my gosh. Man, I need to do that more often and give back, and I felt convicted by not doing it lately. And I know that's what we're called to do. And I met 2 J's, J-A-Y, off the bat. And one J was trying to get home to Florida, and just, I could tell he was young. I could just tell he was getting hit with some life. And he said he felt insane for running away from God. And I just tried to reiterate to him that he's not insane. We all have temptations and struggles. And I really pray that Jay finds his way back home to his family and also leans into the Lord. And then I talked to another Jay on the side of the street, and he had been 6 months out of jail, and he was so happy about being off parole, and he's free essentially. And the dude just had such great attitude, and it really inspired me and made me like very, very grateful for what I have. And he both of them said they have accepted Christ, and that makes me really happy. And yeah, it's just tough too, because you'll talk to people that are very mad, and you'll give them the water bottle, and they'll accept it, and then you might you ask them if they know Christ, not in a pushy way, just trying to hear their story. And then you have a little bit of a conversation, and then they start cussing you out because you're not giving them money, or they feel like you're pondering on them. And so I really pray for those people too, that they are revealed, that Christ reveals himself to them. It's yeah, it's a bit of an eye-opening experience. It's probably talked to about 10 people. I really hope they find it, And especially the last Jay I talked to, he's just trying to get to the next step. And you can just see in his face, he's a sane guy. He's not insane or anything like that. And he's very sociable and just kind, and just feels a bit humiliated that he's where he is. And I really pray that he finds a way out of the street. And he was telling me that a lot of people out here love being on the street, and he hates it and wants to be indoors. I don't blame him. It's freaking hot out here. So I'm gonna try to find Jay whenever I slide around that area. Crazy. I passed by that world. I felt convicted today to just buy a case of water and practice talking about the Lord, and I felt real convicted today that I haven't been doing it, saying I want to and not doing it. And feel very encouraged to keep doing that today. So leave a comment, pray for Jay. Pray for Jay. So I know you watched it all the way through, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.